A 2-yard touchdown run. And Charles, that touchdown alone doesn't win him the game anymore with the rule changes and overtime of the postseason, but they still went down, scored, got the job done, and now they put it in the hands of their defense.
And with the other side now guaranteed an overtime possession, getting that score was vital. The pressure is now on their opponent, and their defense, they have to play off the momentum the offense generated. One stop, and they end this game.
Prater for the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Colts set to take over here offensively. And CD, the pressure is on here. Only a touchdown on this series will prevent their season from coming to an end right here, right now.
And this is why the postseason overtime rules were changed, partner, to afford teams an opportunity to respond in this type of a situation, because in the past, this game would already be over, and the losing team would be making off-season plans. Now they've earned their way into a postseason. They do get a chance to answer after the other team scores first.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And now with 6 seconds left in overtime, they're going to take a timeout. This is where the new rule comes into effect. In past years, this game's over. They've got a chance, though, to match touchdowns now. It's first down. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Now a 2nd and 6. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. Well, here we go. Now it's gut check time. They need to convert here to keep the series and their season alive.
And obviously, this is their biggest snap of the season. And across the line of scrimmage, how about that defense? They feel exactly the same way. And they know they're one stop from celebrating a win themselves.
Here's Minshew. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And now the timeout comes in with just 1 second left in overtime. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. They run once more with Taylor. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 104 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Well, what a game this has turned out to be here. Second possession of overtime. Obviously, Charles, they need the touchdown. And now looking pretty good here in the red zone.
And in addition, they face a very important decision if they do reach the end zone. Kick the extra point, take the tie, and send this game to sudden death, or go for 2 and let it come down to one last 2-point try.
And the timeout coming in here with just 7 seconds remaining in the extra session.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Taylor is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. This drive must end in the end zone or this ball game is over. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Taylor,
boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
Well, partner, the entire season coming down to this play, they have to have a touchdown or the ball game is over.
And whether you like the postseason overtime rules or not, partner, and frankly, I don't. I can't deny that it creates a ton of suspense. Time now to see how they answer this question. When it all comes down to one snap.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown in the...
4 yards there on a touchdown run. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wound up punching this one into the end zone.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and we are even at 10 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Murray a give. This is Connor. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 8, and defensively they'll say you can have that.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
And now with 6 seconds left in overtime, they're going to take a timeout.
3rd down and 6.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. Across the